Hi, welcome to Arts Focus. I'm Sarah Dresser. I'm the program specialist for the city's Office of Cultural Affairs. Arts Focus is a monthly 30-minute program that focuses on our local arts and culture organizations. And we from the Office of Cultural Affairs will sit down each month and talk with representatives from our local arts and culture organizations. Our first guest is Shawna Johnson. She's the Executive Director of Access Arts. Welcome.
Thanks for having me, Sarah.
Yeah.
It's great.
So can you tell us just a little bit about Access Arts, a brief history, and kind of some of your current programs and what you're all about?
Yeah, sure. Well, we were incorporated in 1971 as School of Service, and Access Arts was the main program of the organization. We became a 501c3 in 1973, and Access Arts being the main program, eventually everything else sort of got phased out, and now we're pretty much known as Access Arts. Everything we do is visual arts oriented, and our mission is to provide creative learning experiences for everyone. So every program we have, we aim to incorporate those four elements: the creative element, learning, experience, and especially that last component of including everyone. So we have programs for children, programs for the elderly. We have adaptive classes for those with special needs. And we just do a lot of outreach in the community, taking art to people to help them get their hands in the art and experience it themselves. Just all kinds of stuff.
So what kinds of specific arts classes, like different disciplines, do you offer for, I guess, both kids and adults?
Our two most popular are clay and fibers, which are probably the ones we're most known for. But we also host classes in photography, printmaking, drawing, painting, and adaptive classes for any special tactile needs. So we do like recreational therapy. And we also have been doing a lot of alternative materials, like, duct tape and all these fun things.
Great. Okay, recycled materials, or
yeah.
creating art
found
out of,
objects.
art out of things you wouldn't expect to make art out of. And so it's kind of coming up on the beginning of the school year. I know a lot of people are probably looking into what they could maybe get involved in with their kids, extracurricular. So when does your next session start? Are you having people sign up for that already?
Yeah. Registration is open online on our website. We have our next round of classes starting September 8th, and it goes 6 weeks, and then we'll have a break, and then we'll have another session. And so we do those throughout the year. And so the schedule for the next session is up on our website. There's a variety of clay and fiber classes being offered this session. We also have a Schools Out Day coming up in September, which is our day camp for when Columbia Public Schools are closed. So all of that can be accessed on our website, which is schoolofservice.org.
Great.
Yeah.
Any kind of other new programs that you are embarking on this year? I guess not necessarily just classes, but maybe can you speak a little bit more about an artist in residence that you have this year that's kind of a new thing?
Yeah, we just brought in a gentleman named Patrick, and he moved here from North Carolina. And he's our ceramic artist in residence. So he'll be with us for a year teaching and doing workshops for the community. He's new, he's great, we love him.
Great.
Yeah.
How'd you go about selecting Patrick as your artist in residence?
Well, we put a lot of time and effort into developing the program, and so we wanted just the right person. We put ads in Ceramics Monthly, which is kind of the most popular clay magazine. And we accepted applications, we interviewed via Skype. We had some artists from different areas of the country, but we really wanted someone who would come in with a fresh look on clay and really invigorate our students. Great. So we chose very carefully, and he's just the best fit. Awesome. We love him.
Well, we're excited to see kind of what he does in your programs and various other outreach events that you're hopefully planning for later this year.
Yeah.
I guess, can you talk a little bit more about, you have a lot of great classes that people can sign up for, but maybe some more of your community and outreach elements that you've started kind of doing since your time with Access Arts. Can you talk a little bit about, some of your community outreach programs?
Yeah, of course. I think that's probably the area we're most recognized for. I think when people think of us, they think of those events. You know, they see us at Art in the Park. The Columbia Art League is always really generous in letting us participate with that event. We usually do Earth Day. This year we made a trash garden out of recycled paper coffee cups, which was great. But we also do certain events. We get contacted. We had 2 last week where we went to Thompson Center's Family Fun Center. They had a Family Fun Fest, sorry. We went there. We went and did some clay activities with children. And then we did a huge explosion painting for Girl Scouts on Friday, which was really exciting. So we love getting out in the community and just bringing the art out into the public, getting people's hands in the materials, you know. Yeah.
Awesome. I guess since we have a little bit more time, maybe tell us, you know, kind of how you, you know, got into your role with Access Arts and kind of what you maybe see for the future. Just if you could briefly summarize, I guess.
Well, you know, I graduated from MU. I'm an alum with an arts background, and I stayed here in Columbia and I worked in a gallery for a while after I got out of school, and then I moved to New York and I stayed there for 8 years and doing arts administration and working with a lot of different artists independently. And then I decided in 2012 that I wanted to come back to the Midwest to be closer to my family, and so I still had friends here who said, hey, I'm coming back to Columbia, and one of them told me about Access Arts and the opening for the director position, and so I, you know, long story short, I ended up in that role, and it's been really exciting. A lot of great people in this community to work with.
Yeah. Well, we're really thankful for all that you do, and we're happy that you're here, and hopefully for the long haul. So again, just in case people missed it, how can people find out more about all your programs and get more information?
Yeah, of course. Our website is schoolofservice.org, and then we also have a Facebook page, Access Arts. And of course, you can always call our office, 875-0275.
Great. Well, thank you so much for sitting down with us, being our very first guest on Arts
it's
Focus.
Exciting. I love it.
And we'll talk to you soon.
Great. Thanks, Sarah.
Our next guest is Chris Campbell, Executive Director of Boone County Historical Society. Welcome.
Thanks.
To Arts Focus.
Thanks for having me here.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about Boone County Historical Society, its mission, and what kind of programs that you guys do.
Sure. Well, it's interesting because you've just introduced us as the name that almost everybody knows us as, which is the Boone County Historical Society, which on the face of it doesn't sound like an arts institution. But we really are, and a lot of people know, probably, but many don't, that we've got a 4,000 square foot art gallery, the Montminy Art Gallery. That's named for Tracy Montminy, a former professor of MU of art at MU, and she bestowed us her art collection and the money to build this gallery about 23 years ago. And in addition to that, we have regular concert series out there because we're very pleased and proud that we're the curators of Blind Boone's 9-foot grand custom-made oak piano.
It's a work of art in
It
itself.
really is. And it's a great place for it, I think, because it's a piece of history by itself and a work of art. And what's really neat is that we bring that alive through music 6 times a year. So I'm also working to try to introduce us to the community by another name too. We'll always be the Boone County Historical Society to almost everybody, but our physical venue and our location is something I'd like for people to get more accustomed to because it's inclusive of the arts, because it's the Walters Boone County Museum and Galleries. And our galleries include not only the Montminy, but we consider our other venues galleries as well for both culture and art, and that would include Maplewood House and the 4 homes in Boone Village.
Great. And is it open, 7 days a week, or do you have certain hours and days where, someone can just drive up and explore the houses and explore the galleries? What are your...
Well, we just extended to 5 days a week at the
Okay, great.
museum, which is really great. Really happy about that. We're receiving Missouri Arts Council funding for the first time in many years now, which we're very excited about. And that prompted us to extend our hours. So we're open Wednesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 4:30, and that's the museum and the art gallery. Always free admission. And Sundays from noon to 4:30. Now, as far as Maplewood House and Boone Village, which has got 4 structures in it, for right now, those are by appointment only.
Okay.
And they generally have a pretty modest tour cost for groups small or large, but if people call and they like a guided tour through any of those, they can get it. And usually we schedule those on the same days when the museum's open, so Wednesday through Sunday.
Awesome. Tell me a little bit more about kind of some of the exhibits that happen throughout the year at the Montminy, which is kind of your main arts hub in the facility. How many exhibits do you usually plan each year, and how do you go about, I don't know if that's your job, is to kind of plan those things, or if you have other kind of artistic curators who put that together, but I don't know, is there a preview that we can expect to see this year?
Sure. We do about 5 or 6 major exhibits there each year, and we've had some great ones recently, and we've got some really great ones coming up. And I'm very fortunate that I don't do the programming by myself there. I'm part of a team. We've got a committee there that's made up of some fantastic local artists, both working and retired. Local photographer Kevin Dingman is on the committee. Ben and Brooke Cameron are on the committee. Larry Cantner is on the committee. Deborah Thompson's on the committee. And so there's a lot of super talented brains there that are on that arts committee. But we are right this moment, in fact, it's being installed as we speak. We've got the local Parks and Recreation, Columbia Parks and Rec, CARE Art Gallery being installed right now. And they're going to have a 3-week run. And of course, that's career area related experience and their arts program for at-risk students. They're opening today. There's a reception, and I say today, we're doing this live on August 4th. Yeah. But that's going to run for the next 3 weeks. So anyone watching this program over the next few weeks can come out to the Montminy and see this phenomenal art by the students. And I've been
the past several years, and just the work that these students have done over the whole summer as part of their CARE experience is really great to see. At the kind of their culmination of that program is to have, I'm sure many of them might have not ever expected that their work would be hanging in a gallery.
It's a really
so
cool experience
that's a
for
great
them.
experience for them, and then for us as the community to see their work as well. So.
And then we're going to follow that with a show by the Missouri Watercolor Society for a couple of months, and they always do a great show. And then we've got some other regional artists coming after that, including Jane Mudd and a terrific St. Louis artist named Sean Cornell. So we're actually booked in the Montminy through, I think, November 2016, which I'm really pleased for.
You kind of have it all planned out, which is great to work ahead. And then I don't know if you can talk a little bit more in detail about the Blind Boone concert series. You mentioned that a little bit earlier. Maybe your next concert that you have coming up and plans for that program as it evolves.
Yeah, thanks for asking. The proceeds that come from the ticket sales, and those are generally a $20 ticket, but they're available for children too for $10. And we bring everybody into the Montminy where the piano is located. And 3 of us produce the series, myself, Sutu Forte, and columnist Bill Clark of the Tribune. And we have a great time packaging that. And we've got a concert in September. The next one is September 14th. It'll be a Monday night. They're almost always Monday nights. And that's going to feature Sutu Forte. No, excuse me. I'm thinking about the December concert. Our September concert is going to, it's called Harp and Keys. And it features Maria Duhava Trevor on the harp and Ayako Tusarutu on the piano. And that's going to be a great concert.
Well, we're excited to learn
September
more about
14th.
That. Anything else, program-wise or interesting-wise that people might want to know, or things that you're thinking of kind of as you're kind of developing some of your programs, or any kind of visions you can share with us openly, or it might be too early, I don't know.
No, we've got lots of plans, and the team of us that are there have only been there a year or less, and so we're working to reinvent the museum and the Historical Society, and I think there's going to be a lot of fantastic stuff in the future. think something that we haven't done historically out there, no pun intended, is a lot of children's programming.
Yeah.
And that's something I want to change.
Yeah.
So I don't have specifics to share with you today,
Yeah.
but I think we've got a role to play. You know, part of what I've described, I like to think of us as kind of a cultural arts destination where you're going to find history and art and music all in one place. And I think we'd really do well to start serving a broader community. And so we look forward to that. And I hope next time I'm on, I'll have more to tell you about that. But one last thing I will tell you, it's not specifically arts related, but I think it's of interest to a lot of people. We are the hosts and keepers and producers of the Boone County Hall of Fame.
Okay.
And we're inducting 3 more people into the Hall of Fame in October at the museum. And that's an event that supports our endowment. So for people familiar with these 3 names, which I think probably everybody is, former Columbia City Manager Ray Beck is the living enshrinee. The posthumous enshrinee will be Jane Froman, Hollywood star, singing star, and KFRU Radio will be the business and organization going into the Hall of Fame.
We look forward to that event as well. And you have a really great website that just, I think, got revamped a couple months ago.
That's right.
And so what's your website for people to go?
BooneHistory.org.
Great, so
Real
everyone
simple.
can find more information on
Yeah.
all the programs you do and the schedule of events.
Absolutely.
So thanks for having, everything that you do, and thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me here today. Appreciate it.
Thanks. Our third guest today is Emily Edgington Andrews, the Artistic Director of Columbia Chorale. Welcome.
Hi.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. And so tell us a little bit about how long you've been with Columbia Chorale. I know it probably seems like just yesterday you started working with the group, but
Right.
kind of your history
Yeah.
getting to be part of that organization.
And I really do feel so lucky to be involved. I have been here, I'll be entering my 3rd season as the Artistic Director of the organization. Columbia Chorale has a 37-year history though, so I'm just a baby in the organization. But 3 years ago, I came on board, and really things have grown tremendously over the past few years in the program.
Exactly. If you could maybe talk a little bit more
Elaborate on
about
that.
kind of your main programs, but then
love
some of the
to.
new initiatives that you've started the
Sure.
last couple of
Well,
years.
Columbia Chorale Incorporated is the organization's name. We're expanding, sort of like Chris was saying, with the Boone Historical Society. We are expanding our title, Choral Arts Alliance of Missouri, because we're serving so many more people now. So we are offering choral experiences for beginning youth all the way through professional artists with our many programs. So like I said, Columbia Chorale has been around 37 years. That's the mixed ensemble for the adults. And it's a non-auditioned ensemble. Anybody that's interested in singing, regardless of level, we've got a spot for you in this ensemble. Last year we had somewhere between 110 and 150 singers on the books, and then per concert it was right around 100 singers. So it's really, again, it fluctuates over the years, but it has continued to grow. We love it. We moved spaces so that we could accommodate even more people. So come on out. Columbia Chorale, the adult ensemble, begins on August 17th.
Okay.
We rehearse Monday nights from 7 to 9 p.m. We have a kickoff party at Orr Street Studios on August 16th from 3 to 5 p.m. Then 3 years ago, we expanded to include the youth, and that was something really important to me. I'm an educator as well as a conductor, and offering quality choral experiences in the community for all ages is really important to me. We began Columbia Youth Choirs to offer choral experiences for grades I think the first year was 3 through 8 or something like that. And then we've continued to grow on either direction. So now next year, our 3rd year, we'll be offering choral opportunities for grades 2 through 12.
Okay.
So we have 7 different choral ensembles
wow.
that kids can be a part of. Again, the big thing is that we have a place for you. If you love to sing, we've got a spot. So we do have some auditioned ensembles, but for every age level, we've got a choir for you. Vocal jazz, traditional choirs. We've got great conductors, great teachers in the program, great pianists. So that's Columbia Youth Choirs. Now we begin, CYC starts on August 30th are rehearsals. August 23rd, we have sort of an orientation. Lots of information can be found on our website,
great,
columbiachorale.com, and it'll direct you to whatever choir you're looking for.
Great. I know people, I'm sure, are interested in
Definitely
finding out how they can be more involved.
And
their
also
kids involved.
exactly. And a big thing with both Columbia Chorale and Columbia Youth Choirs is accessibility is important. We want people who are interested in singing to have a place, regardless of even their maybe their financial. So we've got scholarship options available.
Awesome.
The entire year for singing for kids is only $75. But again, like I said, scholarship options are available there, and then the same for the adults.
Great.
Now, so those are the adult and the children, but then we have even more specialized ensembles. So if you are, say, a fairly experienced singer as an adult, you sang through college, or and it's just been a little while, so you're looking for a more intimate experience, be part of Columbia Chorale. But then we also have an auditioned ensemble that started last year called Columbia Chamber Choir, and that's more of a 32-member ensemble, and auditions are in the beginning of the year.
Okay. And do you so I'm sure with all these ensembles, there's a lot of concerts that are the culmination of all of that practice and rehearsals and hard work.
Our season has grown, so we have our first concert, the adults do, in November. And the kids do as well. I think we are doing something like 13 performances between the various ensembles. And then this year we're actually partnering with a professional ensemble called Prometheus. And those professional singers live all around the United States and come together in the summer. So with them, really we're offering opportunities for all levels.
Great. And is there a time, I don't know if it's happened yet, where you are going to be announcing your whole season?
Right.
Well, when can people expect to see that so they can mark their calendars with all the events and performances?
So the members, Chorale members, got an email this summer, so that they've got the sneak peek. But our season brochure will go out at the end of August. So it's in the works right now. And truly we have all kinds of concerts. So if you're a Bach fan, Mendelssohn, Fauré, or if you like new music, you like video game music, we really have concerts that appeal to the masses.
Great. Any sneak preview you can publicly talk about yet, or is it cloaked in secrecy? I don't know what you might be most excited about.
I really am so excited about so many things. One of the things that we are doing this year for the first time is doing a men's choral festival. It's just a one-day workshop. We're bringing in tons of different conductors from the region, so Kansas City, St. Louis, and here locally. And then it's open to children starting at 10 years old all the way through seasoned adults. And so we're hoping that school kids, church choir members, community choir members, colleges, I know the University of Missouri is going to be involved. So we just want as many guys who like to sing to come out. It's 5 hours in a day and just create this giant mass choir. So that's in February 20th. In January, we're doing a really cool collaboration. We're starting a gospel choir just for a concert, and coming together, bringing Western European tradition, so that's what you would consider Columbia Chorale, more of a traditional choral, and then the gospel music tradition, and then merging the two, partnering, bringing in a guest clinician for that, and it's a fundraising concert for Youth Empowerment Zone. So a lot of really great things this year.
Done a lot of great partnerships throughout your season, so I'm sure that will be continuing that tradition doing the partnerships and kind of expanding.
Absolutely. I think partnerships are so important.
Awesome. And again, if people can find more information about the concerts and about how to get involved in all the different types of ensembles, where do they go?
ColumbiaChorale.com.
Great.
Really easy to find, and then it'll take you to anything you're looking for. And we do have an info at ColumbiaChorale.com should you need to speak to someone directly.
Great. Well, thank you, Emily, for sharing all of your information, and we look forward to seeing what you guys do this season.
Great. Thanks for having me, Sarah.
Thanks.